Disclaimer, the video you're about to watch may have inaccurate information and I will get off topic. Thank you. Hey guys, the YouTube series is not over. I'm simply training a lot of defense and a lot of attack. That way I can AFK this account while I can edit videos while I actually do training without destroying my combat too much. Anyway, I really wanted to get to a story. A lot of people actually asked me, before we get into that, there was a post on Reddit about Nova Life, which is a very high level ranked player around Zezima's total level and not as famous as him, but they were up there maybe 2002, 2003. Nova Life had a lot of screenshots, a bunch of high ranked players who have like first to 99 rune crafting, 99 thieving, or 200 mil thieving, etc. This got me the idea of sharing a story that I had with 2 party hat sets. Yes, I had 2 party hat sets at one time. So I don't want to skip any details. I have been playing since 2001. My mom introduced me to the game when it was hitting all these newspapers. We did not have internet at the time, so my mother decided to drive me to the library. Oh, don't kill this K-bug. I remember playing RuneScape with a bunch of kids at the library. Everybody would talk about the game there. They would trade. They would exchange information. There was not a lot of websites, if any, fan websites. Let me try to get a screenshot. So here's a screen of somebody who put in their username, their password, and they had, I think it was User's Manual, World Select, and World Map. I believe those are the only the 3 buttons. I don't remember. This was before even party hats were out and Christmas crackers. I remember Mod Ian putting on the website towards the top right here saying that come to World 30 something, maybe 30, Falador at 12 p.m. GMT time for RuneScape's first holiday event. And I remember thinking to myself, holy crap, there's going to be a holiday event. I really got to be here. So I made a schedule with my parents saying, you know, I have to be at the library at this time. I cannot miss this. They took me to the library. Of course, every computer was filled. And we were like, dude, this is going to be so awesome. And everybody started getting Christmas crackers in Falador. Let me try to pull up a screenshot of RuneScape Classics Falador. So here is the world map of RuneScape Classic Falador. They were being dropped in the center. Wow. This bank was way over here. It was not up here. These buildings here were supposed to be used for the carpentry skill, which never got released, but it's like the modern construction skill, except you help the NPCs or something like that. This is the Scorpion Pit entrance. I don't know what this is. This is definitely not the drop party Falador room that you know of today. It was definitely something else. He was dropping it here. Do remember him going to the bank and kind of just mass dropping it everywhere, just like a drop party. I assume he was spawning these items. I don't know how he got them out. Or maybe he was going to the bank to pick up 28 more. I'm not sure what this symbol is. Oh, ho, ho, nostalgia. Okay, so this is where it's actually being dropped. There was a fountain here, I guess. I don't remember the fountain. But I do remember you would teleport around this area. And he would just drop a bunch of party hats all over the place. No, I'm sorry, not party hats. Christmas crackers. And in these Christmas crackers, you would get things like chocolate bar, onion. I don't know if spinach rolls were in there. I do remember gems being in there. And gems were really difficult to get back in the day. I don't think they had them. I think they were the only way you could get gems was randomly in rocks. Don't quote me on that. I do not know. And you could get the new legendary rune. Adamant armor was in the game. You could not smith it. You had to get it from monster drops. So lesser demons were just coming out. So the rune med helm came out. I don't know where players got the Addy armor. But anyway, this was a time when rune armor was like the new dragon armor. And everybody was getting it. And I remember Ian and his brother dropping them at 2 separate times so that a lot of players could get them. And nobody wanted these party hats. They were simply cosmetic, just like many items in the game at the time. Nobody really cared for them. As soon as this event ended, party hats were not really considered rare. They were just like, okay, they're there in the game. People were keeping track of prices, of course, and they started realizing that party hats were going from like, I don't know, 10 GP, maybe 100 GP to 10k, 20k. And keep in mind, this is a lot of money. I don't believe High Alchemy was in the game, and I definitely know Thieving was not in the game at the time. So the only way that coins ever entered the economy was from goblin drops or, you know, anything that drops coins. Lesser demons were a huge boost of coins into the economy. Yeah. And of course, all these rune armors, and I think it was rune 2H, rune battle axe, and they were pretty rare. The rune full helmet was from graders, and graders were not out at that time. The rune med helmet was in the game. The rune 2H was going for a mil. The rune battle axe was going for like 1.2 mil. And players could not decide whether or not they wanted to use the rune battle axe or the rune 2H. I don't think rune scimitars were out at the time. And I don't think people really understood ticks, or they really understood like attack speed or damage per hour. Everybody was kind of just in the game to get achievements, or what their max hit would be, or what can they get from monsters typically. Okay, so moving on to my story. I really thought party hats were really cool. I collected 2 whole sets of party hats. I had no idea what this game was about. I thought it was so cool to have these party hats because everybody was pulling them, and they were just dropping them in Falador. And I know I picked up at least 2 sets of all of the colors, and I thought there was a really big rumor about black party hat, and I really wanted to get the black party hat, but it never showed up. It's not an item. And I had these 2 party hat sets, and I really needed to go to the cow fields in Lumbridge to gain a lot of experience. That's where a lot of people got their experience, and their cash was from cows. And there were people who wanted to buy cow hides for like 10 gold or 15 gold. And there were people who wanted to run cow hides from Alcarid Bank to the tanner, and they would only take 10 gold per hide. Keep in mind, agility was not as good as it is in 07 today. And there's no energy pots, no graceful. Boots of lightness were not in the game at that time. So yeah, that's where a lot of players made money, and they got bones and meat. And keep in mind, there was no fishing in the game. So cooked meat and cake and bread were your main sources of food. Just let that sink in for a second. If you guys want to know about how the fishing skill came about, I have the full story on episode 1. Anyway, I had 2 party hat sets. I needed to get to the cows in Lumbridge, and I had no idea where I was, and there was no home teleport. There's no, what do you call it? Lumbridge home teleport spell. And I was in Drainer for some reason. I think I was woodcutting willows and trying to sell the logs for 20 gold each because they were going pretty well. And I had no idea where Lumbridge was. I have no idea where I was. I did not realize Drainer was Drainer. I was just like, oh, I'm in this area of the game. And I needed cash to pay somebody to bring me all the way to the Lumbridge cows. A guy asked, do you have any cash for me spending my time to bring you all the way to Lumbridge cows? And I was like, yeah, man, I got 2 party hat sets and some willow logs. And he's like, I don't want the willow logs. I want the party hat sets. Now, keep in mind, I didn't know anything about prices. I was like 8 at the time, so, I'm me being really naive. I sold the 2 party hat sets for 1k to him, and I gave him 80 gold to bring me all the way to the Lumbridge cows. 10 years later, the veteran cape came out, and I thought to myself, wow, imagine if I had a party hat set. And I'm thinking to myself, holy crap, I did have a party hat set back then. So I go on the account. I remember the username. I did not remember the password. And as soon as I pressed forget password, I don't think I had recovery questions, but it automatically just gave me the permissions to have the account because I asked for it. I don't know if that was a faulty system or what. But anyway, I logged on the account. I got the veteran cape, the 10-year cape. I did the emote, and I was like, okay, that's really cool. And I decided to go into the bank on the 2nd story of Lumbridge. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my god, I might just have 10, 20 bills stuck in my bank. Who knows? I go in there, and I see the 900, 20 gold, a mithril scimitar, and some random iron and steel armors. I almost cried. I was like, oh my god, I could have had 2 Party Hat sets. I could have sold them all instantly in the GE. I could have just got all the 99 Bibles. That's the story of my 2 Party Hat sets that I lost. Thank you guys for listening. I know I sound quite awkward, but this is nostalgic feels. Before I end the video here, I want to put up the RuneScape high scores for this account. I will be blocking the name just so that nobody tries to take this account. Let me find it. How the hell do I use this? RuneScape 3 high scores. Search for a player. Alright. Oh wow. It was not found in the table. Anyway, I remember getting 40 attack on the account. I had no idea how to train strength. So basically what I was doing was just training attack and getting more higher and stronger weapons without realizing how to increase the damage. So I was hitting 1s and 2s, but I was like, oh, you know, I'm hitting higher and higher every time I upgrade a tier, like from Mithril to Adamant. I remember I had at least like 60 fishing on that account before I quit it. That was all from fishing shrimp, anchovies, and then when lobsters came out, I started fishing those. If you guys want to see more of these episodes, leave me a like. If you subscribe, you'll be able to see when the next one comes out. Feel free to send me a PM, and I will definitely respond to it. Or you can come into my clan, Z Iron Spaceman 2, and you can ask me anything you like, and I will definitely try to answer as best as possible. Thank you.